Welcome to Car Design Academy, where we help aspiring designers master the skills and technology necessary to succeed as an automotive designer through live, online training, and personal mentoring. Today we're going to draw an SUV in perspective, and we're going to start with a simpler, easier perspective. It's called the worm's eye view or the ground level view. This is where you're looking kind of straight on at the vehicle at the wheel level, and it's slightly turned to the front, and you're looking at everything as sort of being very parallel. So I'm going to start with a couple of horizontal lines and a couple of vertical lines to form the corners of the vehicle. I'm going to draw some ellipses, and I'm drawing these kind of aligned to the center of one of these lines because SUVs ride very high off the ground, and so the rocker or the bottom of the vehicle tends to align with the wheel center. So I'm going to start with actually a fairly open ellipse. I'm going to draw my 5 wheels, but each successive wheel is going to get slightly narrower and slightly smaller. I'm also going to draw the far side wheel because we're effectively drawing a pair of cylinders. I'm going to draw my wheel openings because there's going to be a little bit of clearance above those tires, especially for off-road vehicles because the tires need to be able to articulate over obstacles. Now I'm going to draw my belt line. And we're going to make this a luxury SUV, but something a bit more expressive. So with SUVs, because the vehicle's riding so high off the ground, you're going to see a lot more of the underbody and the tires. So what I like to do is just draw out the tire treads on both the front and the rear, on both sides. And you have to kind of indicate where the far side tires are, and maybe even a little bit of the underbody. Then I'm going to draw the far side A-pillar as it aims towards the center of the far side front wheel. And just be careful not to twist the vehicle so you're looking down on the roof and up at the body side. And I'm just sketching in very lightly the far side of the front bumper. And I'm going to sketch in the side window shape. So I'm going to give this a bit of sculpture, this body side, but overall it's going to have this very proud, strong, tough look to it. It's going to have a very, very tough, kind of off-road capable lower grille, lower front end. I'm going to draw our rims, our spokes. Given that this is a luxury SUV, I'm going to let the rims stay fairly large. I'm not going to indicate a big tire tread, but some SUVs, especially the more off-road capable ones, have very high sidewall tires, which means there's a lot of rubber and the rims are quite small. But in this case, I'm going to keep them fairly large. Just indicating some front details. Some character lines for the hood. Learning to draw cars and SUVs in perspective can be a bit of a challenge. It just takes lots of practice. You really got to get a feeling for the proportions of the vehicle, the stance of the vehicle, where the corners are. And ideally, you want to be able to draw the same vehicle from more than one perspective. You can use the doors as a way to indicate the cross-section of the body side. I always like to draw a center line on the vehicle as well because it helps give the impression of curvature on the front end. So, for example, when you look down on the top view of the vehicle and you look at where the center line is, and you're looking from a diagonal perspective, you're going to see a lot more of the front end on the near side versus the far side. You're going to see a lot less of the front end on the far side, which is why the center line is pushed so far to the left. Also, when you look at the A-pillars, you can see that they're converging towards each other. So the reason for that is tumble home. This is where, if you look at the car from a front view, you'll see the glass is angling in a bit towards the center. So this is how you sketch a front three-quarter view of a luxury SUV and articulate that tough off-road stance. This view is especially effective at communicating stance because you get to see how the tires are planted on the ground. You get to see how the vehicle sits on those tires. It's a really effective way to communicate, the side, the front, and the stance of the vehicle. If you're looking to take your car design career to the next level, you need a mentor who can show you the way. Go to www.CARDESIGN.ACADEMY and book a free discovery call. We can help you map out a strategy to master the skills and technology necessary to succeed as an automotive designer through live, online training, and personal mentoring. Whether you're just starting out on the journey or you're looking to level up, subscribe to our channel and be sure to follow us on Instagram at CARDESIGN.ACADEMY.